we can also go for the break retest push continuations to the downside. Okay, but if you may ask me, we are very much favoring the downside. We're favoring the push to the downside, the bearishness of gold. So we are looking forward to something like this, the break retest of that zone. Then first zone, we go for 2475. Then hey babes, welcome back at my FX right here. So this is the weekly market, our usual weekly market forecast for the week of the 9th to the 13th of September. So I hope you can see how predicted gold into precision for last week. So we're starting off with gold as usual, and this is what we had as at last week. Our break, our retest on that zone, and we had the sales, which we also sent signals to our free Telegram community, in which a lot of people had made money from it, and which I'm going to add it somewhere around in this video. So if you're not in a free Telegram community, please do well to smash the subscribe button and click on the link on the description below to join our free Telegram community, right? So that you can also benefit from free Forex signals like so. So moving forward for this week, for gold, we have some few zones. Okay, if you can see, so this has been what has been happening since last week on gold around this area. So we had some push to the downside, just like we anticipated, although we anticipated more push to the downside or continuation on the bearishness. But that's why it's also good that you have your stop loss and your take profits, and have levels in which you take profits too. So we took our profit somewhere around in this zone of the 2475 area. Okay, just like you can see on the screenshot. So moving forward for this week, and we can also see gold has been, for the past few months since August, gold has been on the range. Okay, more like a consolidation, is on a sideways movement. So it's not really going up but coming down since August. So where are the best possible areas in which we are looking for price movement? Okay, so when it's normally like this, okay, there are always zones. I'll mark out a little zone here of bearishness. Okay, so let's look at the bearish side first. So since this is how price closed, mind you, this is a 4-hour time frame. This is how price closed on Friday after NFP. So this massive red candle we are seeing here was made on NFP. So we may have a little push continuation inside that zone, then sells to this phase zone, then we can go all the way to downside on gold. Okay, so that's actually the bearish scenarios. Okay, or price could also continue selling all the way from this area to the downside, or the bearish scenarios of on gold. Okay, but if you want to trade in a very conservative manner, okay, in a very conservative manner, the best thing to do is to wait for a breakout. Okay, price to break out either to the upside, retest that zone, and push continuations to the upside. And if you look left, you see that price, there are no price structures anymore. Okay, on gold. Okay, gold doesn't have any higher high or previous highs that you can use to gauge where to take profit or not. So you shouldn't be stingy. Maybe you can be trailing your profit on maybe a nice 1:2, 1:2, 1:3 is fine, or better still you draw your profits like so. All right, so the best thing to do when you see price consolidating in this manner is always either you wait for the break to the upside, or you break for the breakout to the downside. Okay, and we can target this zone, right? And the best breakouts that we can have would or should be to the downside, but it won't really be an easy one for price to break to the downside. Because why is this so? This is a very strong demand level to me. Okay, with our kind of strategy, this demand level is even stronger than the supply level there, which is a resistance up there. So looking left here, you can see area price has bounced on this area 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Okay, which is more than the ones that we have up here, right? So that's why we are really worrying the downside of things on gold. Okay, so moving forward is DXY. Here on the DXY, okay, for we can see last week we actually predicting DXY to continue to the upside, but we saw price doing this. Price came into this area, give us that break retest more like, and started pushing to the downside, which wasn't really what we were looking for. Okay, so this week I'm still gonna give you guys a two-way scenario for the DXY. Okay, so like you can see, DXY is around this zone. So trading, that we know, is all about patience. So you have to be patient enough for price to break out here, retest our zone again, and our next level target should be a 102 area, like so. Okay, that's for the bullish scenarios. And for the bearish scenarios, if it continues, it's also a very nice and easy trade for us. It's price to break here, right, to break the support level. Like you can see, one touch, two touch. So this is a very strong area, three touches. Okay, break, retest, and our next level target is the 99.5 area, like so. So those are the two areas that we'll be looking out for, either bearishness or bullishness. All you just need to do is to mark out these levels on your PC or on your phone so that you can also take good opportunities of this trade. And if you are using a strategy, if you are a mentee, you know how to make entries of these trades. It's not really difficult. All right, so up next is our Euro USD. There are also possibilities that we could have price come back into this area before we have that big drop to the downside. Okay, overall we are still very much on bearish trend. Right, okay, Euro USD practically more like played out as we anticipated to. Right, we had two bearish scenarios of price giving us a buy to sell scenario. Okay, like you guys heard on that video. Okay, so we actually had our buy, all right, which was from this zone buy. Then we are now anticipating our sell to the downside. Okay, so for the coming weeks, okay, we are looking for more bearishness. Maybe price could retest here again and sell to this first level of a 1.105, 1.103, or then we can go all the way to a 1.09 area. Okay, so we are still expecting more bearishness on Euro USD all the way to downside. And for the bullishness, price has to clear this zone. Right, for the bullishness, price has to clear this zone. So we wait for break with this, and we can go to our 1.112 area, like so. Okay, but if you may ask me, I would really favor the downside. Okay, and we still have a very nice re-entry, like so, here for the bearishness break retest of this key level. This is a very strong key level, so it's also an opportunity to have more re-entries. Let's say you were not able to enter during NFP. Okay, if price in a conservative manner, if price breaks this support here or this demand here, okay, down here, you can also push price to the downside. Up next is our GDP USD. So for GDP USD is almost similar to the DX to USDJPY. Okay, so our analysis won't be so much of a difference. Okay, so we are still expecting this black zone, our buy zones. Okay, we still have in mind knowing that price, anything that price is practically doing now for the sales, more like retracements. Okay, so we are still expecting more sales. Still expecting more sales to our zone of 1.303. Then we can go as deep as a 1.29 area. Okay, then price can start buying from either of these zones. So when price comes to either of these zones, you should be ready to take your profit. Okay, so we are very much on a sell to buy scenario on GDP USD for the coming weeks. Okay, so one of the best trades ups to one of the best trades that we took last week, which is AUD USD. Divergence somewhere around here for us. Okay, divergence is being created. So when you spot divergence like so, what is the next thing to do? We are looking for a breakthrough test, okay, and a push continuations to the downside. So AUD USD, you can see how this area played out. I spoke about the divergence we had here, tries to break out of this area retest, which you can still see that arrow there. So that breakout retest practically happened. Let me extend it so that you guys can see. Practically happened during NFP. Okay, so this was one of our best trades too for last week. Okay, so which we are still expecting more bearishness to the downside. Let me shift this a little bit. So for the coming weeks, we should still be expecting maybe a little push inside this zone, then sells to our 0.66 area, then we can go all the way to our 0.65 area for bearishness on the AUD USD. Mind you, these are just retracements. Okay, the bigger picture is still bullishness on most of this space. So the last but not the least, USDJPY. All right, for USDJPY, let's keep it on our daily time frame. So USDJPY, let me take this off. USDJPY, you are seeing you have price come back to the zone retracement, then sells back to our 1.41 area, then we can go all the way to our 1.37 area. Okay, remember we trade from zones to zones, so like I always say, do well to mark out the zones on your PC or on your phone so that you can make good use of it. And also, let's say if price continues selling all the way to the downside, breaks the support level. Okay, so next move you can make is a break, retest, then a push continuations to our 137 area. Okay, so we are very much bearish on the USDJPY. Your price shows us otherwise, which means it has to alter these highs these highs, then go all the way to our 146 area. All right, so guys, also I would love to touch the GDP USD or GDP JPY. Okay, GDP JPY is also a very nice trade for us that I've been hanging on for like 2 weeks now. So I had the zones which price has broken retest. So you can GDP JPY is quite easy. All right, so what you can do is when market opens, you can just put your stops there, put stop loss above these highs. Okay, then you can go for a 1:2, a 1:2, right, 1:2, 1:3, either which way, and targets like so. So we are also looking for deep bearishness on GDP JPY. So you guys should keep your eyes on these trades and mark out these levels on your PC or on your phone and watch out for them. Right, so that will be it for this week, guys. And do well to smash the subscribe button, like, and drop a comment on the comment section if you like this kind of Forex educational content or you're seeing something different. Drop some fires emojis in the comment section too, and let us know what you think about the analysis or what you also think about this analysis and what you are seeing. Okay, so without further ado, see you guys next week. Cheers.